Right, now, this is where I speak to the biggest names in the world of politics, showbiz, sport, business, and tonight, hairdressing. This evening's guest is rising TikTok barber and YouTube star Joel Ezekiel. Now, Joel, that's him, had a successful career working in property before cutting it short after 8 years to pursue his dreams of becoming a YouTuber. There's a lot of that on the show tonight, isn't there? He's only 24. At only 24, he decided to pack his bags and clippers to travel to America. He's since braided together his love of content creation and hairdressing as he shares his styling with his 31,000 TikTok followers. Whilst touring the States, he's documented meeting an eclectic range of people, including a porn star, a federal state prosecutor, and those sleeping rough on the streets. He's hoping to visit all 50 states, and he joins me now to share his ambitions on giving free haircuts to people around the world. Hello, Joel, including GBNews producer Tom. You don't mind being here, do you, Tom? I don't think your mic's up, so you might just have to nod and shake your head. You are mic'd up, apparently, just underneath your lovely hairdresser's cloak. So, Joel,
yes.
Talk to me. What is a haircut when it is not just a haircut? It's more, isn't it?
So much more. So a haircut for men in particular, we don't have makeup, or most men don't have makeup like females have makeup. So for us, it brings up our self-esteem. It can make us feel from a 0 to a 10. And a haircut completely transforms a man's face. If you've noticed a man without a beard and with a beard, it can make a man look from a 1 to a 10 very, very easily. So for most men, it completely changes our face.
I'll let you get on. Tom, they're going to completely change your face. That's probably quite good news, isn't it? No, handsome Tom, as he's known at GB. You see. He's normally talking in my ear, so God knows what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. Because he's there, maybe you just have to count with your fingers, Tom. So, Joel, how much money do you have to save before you go off on your trips? How does it work?
So this trip was 2 years in the making. America's a very big place, albeit it's one country. I saved about £50,000 for this trip to be able to make it happen. That's including transportation, petrol, as the Americans say, gas, and being able to have money for accommodation, albeit I have spent $600 on this trip for just the accommodation.
Hang on, so then you go and then you just... How do you give your haircuts away for free?
So I do my best to give it away to homeless people first, because for them, having a haircut is much more than just a haircut. But I go up to random people in the street. The whole premise of this trip was to go to landmark locations and give away free haircuts. So I actually got arrested by the Lincoln Memorial in Washington State for doing a haircut on the memorial outside the White House.
You got arrested?
I did get arrested. They weren't pleased that I...
Did they charge you with anything?
They didn't. They liked to search through my whole camera bag and they make sure I didn't have anything on me, but their view was they weren't happy that I did a haircut on the Lincoln Memorial. Basically.
Not offer them haircuts to bribe.
I said to the park ranger, would you like one? And he said it wasn't a good trim, but I think he was kind of upset that I defaced the Lincoln Memorial, for sure.
And so you broadcast all of this on your TikTok account. Yeah. I've seen some of these stories, and the ones which are the most moving, like you say, are the homeless people.
Yeah.
Those guys, because nobody... Often, I think, with the homeless people, you get the sense that nobody's even touched them for a while.
Yeah, well,
they don't get physical contact.
So one of the haircuts that I did was in Memphis. I met a lovely black guy that had been on the streets. He was 59 years old, and he had the most positive outlook on life.
So we're watching him here, aren't we?
Yeah, all things considered. He lost everything. He was a soldier, so he'd been a veteran his whole life. Right. And his view was that even though he had nothing, he still had his health, and that it didn't really matter that he was homeless. And just listening to him, giving him, albeit I didn't really give him a fade or anything, I just made him feel fresh.
Yeah.
The smile on his face was uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Head up for me.
Because, of course, some of these guys, the homeless ones particularly, they can't afford food. They certainly can't afford a haircut.
Well, this story in itself was really moving because he had actually asked for a glass of water from one of the pubs, and the pubs actually said no to him. So I went into one of the... So this was on the long YouTube video of it. I got him a glass of water, and then I asked him if he wanted a haircut after, and just the smile on his face was just amazing. And I think most of my travels and my trips have really been trying to give back, like especially when I was in LA, which the videos aren't out yet. But in LA, I gave a load of free haircuts out to loads of homeless, and a haircut for us maybe like £20, but for them it's a priceless entity. And when you give it to them, the appreciation and the smile on their face is uncontrollable. And that's what I live for, to be able to do this. I was sitting at a desk, I wasn't fulfilled, and I was at the age of 21, 22 when I was like, you know what, there's more to life, there's more that I could do. And that's when I decided to pack my bags up, save as much money as I could, and I just booked a one-way ticket to America to be able to travel and meet as many people as I could.